Hello, this is Joe Weber, and in the previous video we had talked about the relationship between the elbow and the shoulder and what happens when you lift your elbow too high. And as we pointed out, when the elbow is too high, there's no connection to your feet, there's no connection to your body. It's just your shoulder, and your shoulder is tight, your breathing goes up, your ribs move up, you lose your rooting, and you lose your power. So having the elbows in the wrong position is significant to your Tai Chi posture and your Tai Chi form. So in this video, we'd like to talk about how to correct your elbows, okay? And we'll do that by placing our elbows on our knees and moving our knees to actually support our elbows. So let's talk about that for a minute. So when our arms come up like this, okay, even here, we're still using muscular structure to hold the arms in place. But what if you can put your arms on a table and just rest them on a table? Then you can let go of all the muscles. You can relax because something is supporting your arms. And that's really good. Now, how about if you can make it even better by supporting your elbows on your knees? So you actually feel like your elbows are resting on your knees. Then you can really let go of all the tension in your upper body, in your arms, in your back, and just feel your elbows resting on your knees. Okay? That brings on a different level of relaxation in your arms. To go with that, okay, we also talk about lifting the knees or feeling like the knees are lifted. Now let me be clear. It's not a lot. We're not talking about lifting the knees up high. It's a small movement, okay? So that what happens, in Tai Chi what happens is you bend your quads, you bend your hips to sit down. When you bend your hips, what happens to your knees? Your knees automatically move forward and slightly up, depending on how much you sink your quads down. The more you sink your quads down, the more your knees lift up. Okay, again, it's not a lot, it's a little bit. But that lifting up supports your elbows if you can feel it. So in other words, when I lay my elbows down to my knees, because my knees feel like they're lifting, they're actually holding my elbows up, okay? So it gives it a deeper sense of relaxation in the arms and letting go. But it's even further than that. It's much deeper than that. Let me explain. What makes Tai Chi unique? Well, it's relaxation, okay? We relax as much as we can. But that's counterintuitive, because if I just relax, then I become a wet noodle. There's no power to ward off anything, to do anything with this wet noodle, okay? Because there's nothing there. So there's something that gives the body structure while it's still relaxing. And what is that something? Well, connectivity, okay? We connect our body in a certain way. And when we have the connectivity, we feel the power in the body because it is connected into one unit, and we can actually feel the energy within that unit, okay? But when there's no connections, when my arms are just up like this in some posture, the energy is just moving away from me. I'm not circulating the energy within me. The energy is actually leaking. So to preserve the energy, to get it to circulate, to move, to feel it, okay, we connect the elbows to the knees. Okay, so what is that about? Connectivity in your body in Tai Chi terms, we talk about a bow. There's a bow that extends all the way from above your head, down through your spine, into the floor. Okay, and actually the bow is behind your spine. But regardless, there's this big bow that goes from up here all the way down there. And that creates a connectivity throughout your whole body, your arms, your legs, okay? Connects everything together. Now imagine within that bow is another bow, a smaller bow. And that bow is really your elbows and your knees. So when you're here, you're creating a bow that goes this curve from here to here, okay? What makes a bow powerful? So when you're drawing a bow, what happens to the bow? Well, the bow actually, the ends come closer together, right? That's what gives the bow its potential power. So when we sink our elbows to our knees, we are creating the same thing. We're bringing the ends of the bow closer together to create more potential energy through the body. Okay? This is an important part of feeling the energy within your body. As I said, if your arms are up here, there's no energy. It's all going out. So you're losing or leaking your energy. But if my energy is here, I can feel it in here. I can feel it through my arms. I can feel it circulating in here through this bow, this connection. Okay? So these things are very important. Let me be clear. This is not about a style, not about my style, your style, anybody's style. This is body mechanics of Tai Chi. Okay? Simple as that. The other thing, let me clarify, is that usually beginners are confused about is the alignment of the elbows to the knees. Do the elbows have to be aligned to the knees? No, they do not. Okay? If you take a posture such as, for example, roll back, okay? The knees and the body are pointing here. And then the body turns, but the knees stay where they are, but the elbows go. So there's an alignment that goes sideways. The alignment is like bungee cords or rubber bands that you feel, connecting the knees and the elbows together. But they don't have to be vertically one on top of the other or aligned. They can be a little bit off to the side or whatever. That's not important. Okay? The other thing is, these things have to be felt. You cannot read about them and understand them. You can't just listen to me and understand them. You actually have to experience them to understand them. So the next part that we're going to do is some activity for you to feel how these things work and give you the chance to try them out. So let's try a couple of activities to see how this works. So the first one is just a very simple, just like an opening posture in many styles. It could be straight up and down, or it could be to a little bit diagonal to the side. But let's go up and down. So first, lift your arms up without sinking your elbows. And notice what that feels like, okay? Where are you using any kind of muscular force to do that? So do that a few times to just get the feeling. Now, sink your elbows and connect them to your knees. So in other words, as you're coming up, slightly bend your quads so they go back a little bit, and lift your knees so your elbows sink to your knees as they come up. Okay, do it again. So you sink, elbows to knees, knees come up, elbows are resting on the knees, knees are supporting the elbows. Okay, so that's how we come up. Same thing when we go down. The elbows sink to the knees come up to meet the elbows. Okay, again, elbows sink to the knees. The other way is just to bring the arms straight down, like this. Okay, and try it both ways a few times to feel the difference. The second activity takes this to a little bit deeper level. And you need a partner for this so they can give you some resistance, and the resistance gives you feedback to let you know if you're doing it right or wrong. So when you're coming up, have a partner give you resistance on your arm and try to stop you gently in the beginning. Okay, lift your arms up, straight up, without the elbows bending. Okay, and do that a couple of times. Now, sink your elbows to your knees, lift your knees to meet your elbows. What does that feel like? Does that feel more powerful? Do you have more energy going through your spine and so on? Okay, so you sink the elbows to meet the knees. Now, when you're up here, have someone try to stop you from going down by either holding your elbow or your wrist. And again, you sink your elbows down to your knees, and your knees come up to meet your elbows. Feel the power in there. I know when I do this, and someone is trying to hold me, it pulls them right up, because I'm sinking down. I feel my energy go through here. Okay. When I lift my arms up or just bring them straight down, there's no energy, there's no connection. This way, there's energy. I feel all that. Okay. And you can try this with any posture. Okay. Each style has their own various form of postures. So, for example, if you have a posture where this goes up, okay, is there a connection to the knees? No, the energy is leaking out. Now there's a connection to the knees. Now the energy is circulating in here. Okay, part the horse's mane. Okay, there's nothing here. There's no connection. Now there's a connection. Now I feel the energy in here. Now I can move. Okay, because everything is connected together. If I do this, there's nothing there. There's no power. Here, there's power, because everything is syncing together and connecting. Brush knee. No connection. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But you'll see this all over YouTube. Okay? No connection. Here. It's empty. So I need to actually sink my elbow and slightly bend my knee. Now I feel the connection. Now there's something going on here. Now there's power going out, coming in at the same time. This is nothing. It's unstable. This is stable. This has power. So try this in various postures. See what it feels like. Again, it's not something you can understand without doing. You have to do this to understand it. Okay? Hopefully you learned something or reinforced something you already knew. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.